Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fraser Field for Catholic Central League Baseball. It's senior night here at Fraser for St. Mary's. Josh Stoney over by the third base coach's box is the first senior. His family, number 10 in uniform, is his brother Kyle. So the seniors are being introduced.
Number 17, Jaden Driscoll.
Jaden Driscoll, finishing a great career, was an outstanding hockey player as well.
Pine Hill is where he played for T-ball, for majors, and then it was on to Lynn Babe Ruth. He played in the Babe Ruth World Series in 2022. Jaden has played baseball.
He was one of those Lynn kids that went all the way to the Nationals in the Babe Ruth after winning the States and the New Englands.
Continued his education and baseball career as a second baseman. Yasmin Driscoll, Hunt Country Club. Correction. Being escorted by Mom, Dad.
These young men are finishing up a great career. They've been in the tournament every year. They went to the state finals last year.
Jay Bird Driscoll. Number 24, Shay Newhall.
Shane Newhall, first baseman, does a little bit of pitching from the outstanding Newhall family. And there's a bunch of them here today.
Competing on the baseball, golf, and basketball teams. This fall, Shane will attend Methodist University in North Carolina. He's studying in the professional golf management.
One of the great Newhalls is Jeff, who is the athletic director, does a great job at St. Mary's. Jeff Newhall going out now to be involved with the family and take a picture. Great, great, great family. Jeff has been the AD, I think, 2018 years, 2007. And every year he's been the athletic director. St. Mary's has won a state championship. They've won 18 straight.
From the moment he could walk, Jared showed his love for the game. Ball was one of his very first words, and he would turn anything into a bat and ball just to play. He began in Eastern Little League as he played travel baseball since the age of 12, spending countless weekends and summers on the road competing in tournaments. One of Jared's proudest moments was representing Lynn in the Babe Ruth World Series in Virginia. Jared will be continuing his academic journey this fall at SUNY Canton. Congratulations, Jared, on all your accomplishments, your dedication, passion, and love of the game have made your family and your team incredibly proud. Number 13, Jared Payon.
Jared Payon, another member of the Babe Ruth championship teams.
Number 9, Cam McGonigal.
Cam McGonigal, outstanding on the mound.
Cam started playing baseball at age 5 and Cam is
A pretty good hockey player, too.
Cam then joined Freedom Baseball, resulting in a championship. He has been part of the St. Mary's varsity baseball team since freshman year, as well as a four-year varsity hockey player. He will continue playing baseball in college for Bridgewater State.
They're handing out pictures of the players, flowers.
Joining Cam on the field are his parents, Jeff and Carol. Cam McGonigal. Last but not least, number 23, Jack Zimmerman.
Jack Zimmerman, another outstanding pitcher.
At the age of 6, in Revere T-ball, he will finish his St. Mary's career as a 2-year varsity starter and pitcher. As a junior, Jack was named a CCL All-Star, Massachusetts Baseball Coaches Association All-Star, and an Aganis All-Star. Jack has attended St. Mary's since the 6th grade and has taken part in many of the clubs in the community.
Outstanding left-handed pitcher.
Challenge, Diversity Club, and indoor track. Jack will continue his baseball career in college and pitching for salary.
So it's a sad time for these young men. They've had a great life at St. Mary's. They've been very productive. They put St. Mary's on the map, baseball on the map. And their families are here, and it's nice to see everybody here and celebrating. I know it's a happy time, but it's a sad time as well, because now they're winding down this outstanding career that they've had. So all of the seniors here, we wish them the best of everything, wherever they go, whether it's off to a job. Most of them, I'm assuming they were all going to college, but if it's a job, if they go to the service, they go to college. we know they're going to be successful because they were very successful here, and I know they'll carry that on, and especially Josh Doney, he leaves behind brother Kyle Doney. They've been pitcher catcher forever. I was with them at Salem in the Little League tournament, and I've been with them ever since, doing all their games, and now they're very slowly winding to where they're going to part company. Kyle will stay here, and Josh will move on, hopefully only for a year. Kyle will join him after next year's baseball season. But the Doneys have been outstanding for St. Mary's, as all these seniors have. So we wish them all the best of luck. It's been really a treasure for me to watch these young men play. I've got to know them very well. And they're not only very good baseball players and athletes, but they're terrific young men, and their families should be very, very proud of them. The coaches, Derek Dana and Jimmy Fowler did an outstanding job with these young men, and their families did a great job too. So congratulations to all the seniors. We wish them the best, and we know that they'll be successful because it just keeps going. They've been successful so far, and there's no reason for them to stop. So congratulations on a great career here at St. Mary's, and we hope it carries over into college. So the seniors have been introduced. We're getting ready for baseball. It's St. Mary's taking on Cardinal Spellman in Catholic Central League action, and we'll do that very shortly when the game starts. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fraser Field for Catholic Central League baseball. Spartans of St. Mary's taking on the Cardinals of Cardinal Spellman. Shane Newhall on the mound, the lefty, throwing to his catcher, Kyle Doney. St. Mary's 14-2. Obviously, they've qualified for the state tournament. They're in first place in the Catholic Central League. And they're getting ready for upcoming the Mullins tournament, which will be this being Thursday. Tomorrow, Friday, a week from tomorrow, will be the Mullins tournament. And that's the end of the regular season. It's hard to believe we're winding down the regular season. I'm still wondering where football and soccer went, and we've gone through basketball and hockey, and we're about to go through baseball and softball. So they're having another very good year. We mentioned when they were introducing the seniors, they went to the state final last year and got nipped. And they're looking to get back. They've got virtually the same team. They got all their pitching back. And they're looking to make another long run this year. Spellman is looking for their fourth win. They're having a tough year. They're very young. They only have two seniors, and only one of them is a regular player. So they're very young. It's a funny day. Looks like a nice day. Not a cloud in the sky. It's comfortable. As I was coming to the ballpark, I had to turn my windshield wipers on and it started to rain. And I thought, here we go again after last week's downpours. John Petruzzo, the catcher for Spellman, and the Cardinals will lead it off against Newhall. Newhall generally is the first baseman. It's senior night, as you saw, if you saw the opening ceremonies where the families were giving pictures of their young men and mothers were giving flowers. The seniors were introduced. Six of them. Swing and a miss. Newhall is one of those seniors. Swing and a miss again. Those seniors, Josh Doney, Cam McGonigal, Jared Payon, Jaden Driscoll, Jack Zimmerman, Shane Newhall. Hit foul to the backstop. Anfield's never quiet. There's a track meet or practice though. Looks like the entire city of Lynn over there, they got the same shirts on. There's a mob of people running around Manning Field. That can't be one track team. High for ball. So he was ahead of Petruzza. Now he's going to come with a pitch. He'll put him on. Strike three called. He took it. Took 2 steps towards first base, and the umpire said, I don't think so. So Newhall gets a strikeout to start the game. Kyle Olson, the center fielder, is the hitter. Wide for the ball. That is a huge number of bodies over at Manning Field. Got to be some kind of club or hit high in the air. Center fielder Doney coming way over in front of the left fielder. He covered a lot of ground, lost his hat, wound up in front of Nate Catone in left field and made the play. So 2 up, 2 down. Lucas Suarez, the third baseman, will be the hitter. High for the ball. Hit foul back. High for the ball. Our thoughts and our prayers go out to the O'Neill family. Tim O'Neill, who was an outstanding athlete at St. Mary's, won back-to-back state championships when Derek Dana and Timmy Fowler were pitcher-catcher. He was a part of that team. I think he was on the football team as well. Unfortunately, he passed away. I just picked it up in the paper today. Line in the right field for a base hit. Zimmerman tracks it down, holds it to a single. Suarez gets the first hit. And Jason Cunningham, the pitcher, will be the hitter. So, young man, he was only 55. It's a tough loss. Our thoughts and our prayers go out to his family, relatives, friends, and loved ones, and bless his soul. May he rest in peace. Hit in the air, coming on the right fielder. Zimmerman. I don't think I've ever seen him in right field before. I think they're getting everybody in the game, getting all the seniors to start. So Newhall gives up a 2-out single that's left at first base with the fly to right. Spellman is down in the first inning. Newhall picked up a strikeout. And for St. Mary's, it'll be Kyle Doney, the catcher, leading off. Batting second and playing short, Michael Domeno. The first baseman, Cam McGonigal, will bat third. Hitting in the cleanup spot is the left fielder, Nate Catone. Batting fifth and playing center field, Josh Doney. The second baseman, Jaden Driscoll, will hit number 6. Batting seventh and pitching, Shane Newhall. Jared Payon will hit 8th and play third base. And bring up the tail end of the batting order and batting 9th And playing right field, Jack Zimmerman. So far, it's supposed to be a nice day. It's good because the game after this, English is playing Peabody in an interleague game. Tough assignment for English. They didn't play yesterday because Chelsea forfeited. If they played the game yesterday, they would have played 4 straight games, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, here at Fraser Field. They were lucky they got a day off. But they'll take on a very tough Peabody game right after this one. So Derek Dana and Timmy Fowler have been together for a long time. As I mentioned, Timmy was the pitcher, Derek was the catcher on back-to-back state championships, 87 and 88. They've been coaching together for a long time, and they've won a couple of state championships, and they've gone deep in the tournament. Like last year, they went to the state final. So Kyle Doney will look to get it started for St. Mary's here in the top of the first. This is an outstanding job behind the plate. He's thrown a lot of runners out. Down away for a ball. We had a game this year where in the same inning, top of the inning, bottom of the inning, both catchers, including Caldoni, threw 2 runners out trying to steal second base. Never saw that before. What an outstanding play by the second baseman. Doney hit a shot going into right center field. And Daniel Walks went way to his right, backhanded it, made a great play and took a hit away from Doney. That's an outstanding defensive play. That's enough to make top 10 on ESPN. That was a great defensive play. That might have been extra bases. It was going into right center field. And the center fielder was over to his left, and right field was over to the foul line for a right-handed hitter. So it could have been extra bases. A perfect bunt. They're not going to get him. Perfect bunt. Cunningham did a nice job getting to it, but when he gets it, he has to turn and make the throw. Domino beats the bunt out for a base hit. So how big is that play at second base now? Instead of at least first and second with nobody out, it's a runner at first with 1 out. Let's see if they try to get Domino at the second base. Cam McGonigal, the first baseman, is the hitter. Cunningham stepped off. McGonigal stepped down. The third baseman thought he was bunting. He came charging in from third. He's still very shallow. They throw it over and they throw it away. So we didn't have to worry about stealing second base. He goes to second on the error. They try to pick him off and they threw it away. So Shamiris has a runner in scoring position with 1 out. High and away for a ball. Hit foul off the catcher at home plate. The lights have been on for a long time because when we first got here, it was a little bit overcast and rainy a little bit. Now there's a patch of blue skies above and over the field and to the left of the field. Hit foul again off the catcher. I think Petruzzo felt that one. He went down to his right, the ball went to his left. He was slow getting up. The umpire, good job by the umpire as usual. He took a long walk out to the mound, handed the ball to the pitcher, giving the catcher enough time to get back in the swing of things after getting hit. Hit foul to the backstop. A lot of fans here for this one, especially on Spellman's side. That's a long trip. They call him out. They picked him off. Flaherty snuck in behind Domeno. Cunningham made the strong throw. So the runner in scoring position is wiped out. Two big plays by the defense for Spellman here in the first inning. Hit down the left field line. It slices foul. Down and in for a ball. Bounces to the backstop. Chops to second with the off hop. Walks, makes his second play of the inning, so St. Mary's taken out of an inning. A great play by Walks at second base. And then the pickoff after Domeno got second on the error after a bunt single. And St. Mary's is down in the first. So right back where we started, dead even. St. Mary's nothing, Spellman nothing at the end of one. Jeremy Shapansky is DHing for the first baseman, Declan Goki. Leading off against Newhall. Swing and a miss. So it's been a funny day. Looked like it was going to start raining quite a bit. Hit foul. Almost made it to us. We've had a couple here.
Have we?
One hit my score sheet.
Oh, wow.
One almost hit the camera person. Chopped to second base. Driscoll stays with it. Good strong throw over to McGonigal. One up, one down. Caleb Foster, the left fielder. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2. Wide for a ball. Missed inside. Didn't miss by much. Count evens at 2. Started to pull the trigger and held up. It was high for a ball. So Newhall was ahead of him. Now he's got to come in with a pitch. Hit foul to the backstop. And we'll do it again at 3-2. Strike 3 called. I think he knew it. He wasn't going to first base. He was going to the dugout. That's the same pitch he struck the leadoff hitter off in the first inning.
Shortstop number 1, Brady Flaherty.
Brady Flaherty, the shortstop, who made that nice play on the pickoff to get the main out at second base. Wide for the ball. Way inside, almost hit him. Hit in the air to center field. Donley drifts a couple of steps to right center, makes the one-handed catch. So 1-2-3 inning for Newhall. Spellman is down in the second inning. Newhall picked up his second strikeout. And for St. Mary's, it'll be the middle of the order, 4, 5, 6. Nate Catone, Josh Toney, Jaden Driscoll, the three hitters for St. Mary's, as they try again to get on the board first.
Leading off for St. Mary's in the bottom of the second, the left fielder number 5, Nate Catone.
Jason Cunningham starting his second inning of work. Curveball drops over but low. In for a strike. I'm getting used to the umpire now. He says strike. And then a second or two later, he comes up with the right arm. Hit. Goes the other way, inside out. Punches in to right field. St. Mary's has the leadoff hitter on for Josh Toney, the center fielder, who's already made a couple of putouts in this game in 2 innings.
Center fielder number 4, Josh Toney.
Very good pitcher. Got some big wins for St. Mary's. Goes the other way with it. So the right-handed hitter got a base hit to right. Donley, the lefty, goes to left.
Second baseman number 17,
Caleb Foster made the putout. So a quick out on the first pitch. Jaden Driscoll, the second baseman we mentioned. Pretty good hockey player. Him and McGonigal both. In for a strike. The runner takes off, throw down, easily out at second base. Nice throw by Petruzzo. Nice tag by Walsh, the second baseman. Walsh makes his third play in these first 2 innings. He had 2 putouts in the first, 2 assists, excuse me, Now he's going to make another one. So he had 2 plays in the first inning. He makes 2 plays in the second inning. So with the base hit leading off, Cunningham only faces 3 hitters. We finished 2 in this Catholic Central League battle. Nothing to talk about by either team. St. Mary's nothing, Spellman nothing going into the third. And 1 for Spellman as we start the third inning. Colin Thornton, the right fielder, will lead off. Missing wide for a ball. This is lefty against lefty. In for a strike. Someone told me that's a middle school track meet over at Manning Field. There's an army of kids over there. In for strike 2. Good pitch fight. Newhall. Just missed outside. What a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch up and coming. That's strike 3. Two of the 3 innings, he started with a call, 3rd strike, Newhall. Started the game, picked up another one in the second. He's got 3 strikeouts. Daniel Walks has had himself a game already. He's got 3 assists and a putout in 2 innings. High for a ball. Top of the order. John Petruzzo on deck. Swing and a miss. St. Mary's can't have enough pitching. Newhall, McGonigal, Doney, Zimmerman, Peterson. Strike 3 called. John Petruzzo struck out, called on the strikes, leading off the ball game. Swing and a miss. High for a ball. Swing and a miss. Look at J.J. Avery going out to warm up in the bullpen. Hit to third. Jared Payon made that look easy.
Yeah, 2.5, they're close.
Another 1-2-3 inning. 7 in a row retired by Newhall after giving up the 2-out single in the first inning. So he retired 9 out of 10. Four strikeouts. And once again, St. Mary's will have a chance to get on the board first. It'll be the bottom 3 in the order. The pitcher, Shane Newhall, Jared Payon, and Jack Zimmerman, the 3 scheduled hitters. Little bit of a ride for Spellman to get here. They get here more or less on time for games when the people in the Greater Boston League, Medford, Malden, Somerville, have a very hard time getting here. And now with all the streets being repaved and redone in Lynn, especially the streets right around here. I come the other day, every street, not counting Worsted Avenue, the front door, but where you normally come in, Fraser Field, all of the avenues were closed down because they were doing it. They were paving over them. And luckily, they got it done in like 20 minutes. They did a great job. I was going home after the game. I saw them all closed down. I said, how are we going to get here tomorrow? And when I came the next day, everything was open and everything was done. Great job. Shane Newhall, the pitcher, will lead it off. He's normally the first baseman. He's getting a start today. He has pitched some. Down and away for a ball. Hit on the ground right to the shortstop. Flaherty to the first baseman, Goki. Newhall is out 6-3. Hit it well, but hit it right at the shortstop. Cunningham has given up 2 base hits. A 1-out single in the first. Domeno got the second on an error, but then got picked off. And then a leadoff single in the second that was thrown out trying to steal. So he's given up 2 base hits, but he's only faced 6 hitters in 2 innings. Coming back to catch a nice play. He got a little late start because he thought it was out of play. When he finally realized he'd go get it, Petruzza went and got it. That's a nice play by the catcher.
Right field number 23, Jack Zimmerman.
Jack Zimmerman, the right fielder, is the hitter. In for a strike. Top of the order for St. Mary's on deck. Quickly 2 strikes. That curveball bit the outside corner. Swing and a miss. First strikeout for Cunningham. So a very unusual 3 innings for Cunningham. He's given up 2 base hits in 3 innings, but he's only faced the minimum 9 hitters because 1 got picked off and 1 got thrown out stealing. So they're down again, 5 in a row retired by Cunningham, and we're still zeros on the scoreboard. St. Mary's and Spellman at the end of 3. We'll start the 4th inning and a few changes for St. Mary's. J.J. Avery will be the new pitcher. Newhall will go to his almost normal position, first base. McGonigal from first base will go to right field. Swing and a miss. So Newhall goes 3 innings, strikes out 4, gives up 1 hit. Just a little bit high. Solid shot, but it got way out in front of it, pulled it way foul. Awful close to my car. The 2-2 pitch up and coming. Way up and in. J.J. Avery, only a junior. He had an outstanding season in hockey. I think he was one of the award winners for his hockey team for the year he had. I think he was an all-star. And that's ball 4. So that was Tyler Olson drawing the first walk by either pitcher or any of the pitchers. Lucas Suarez got a base hit. He was the only one to reach against Newhall. He got a 2-out single in the first. Down the way. Almost threw that away. Newhall with a nice pick. He shot hopped that one, didn't let it go by him. That would have been trouble. High for a ball. JJ is the son of Rich Avery, who's the keeper of the keys for Manning Field and Frazier Field, who does a great job here. Lined in a right center field. Doney gets it quickly and holds it to a single, but now Spellman has the first threat. First and second with nobody out. The pitcher Cunningham can help himself. So Rich does a great job with all the events going on at Manning and Frazier. You look to commit suicide if there's any cancellations, because with all the teams and all the events going on, it's almost impossible to find a spot to replay games. And it won't be long before the Navigators are coming in here, which will make it even worse. In for a strike. It was made a little easier this year. There used to be 5 baseball teams here. Now there's 4. Kip combined with Tech. So that made it a little easier, but not a little easier. Not easy, but a little easier. The runner got a huge jump. They were looking to bunt, they missed it, but he got way off the bag. He had third base stolen easy. So it's a double steal. So now Spellman closing in on getting on the board. Second and third and nobody out. Chased that pitch way over his head for strike 3. Jeremy Shapansky. He's DHing for the first baseman, Declan Goki. He bounced out second or first. He would take that now because it would give Spellman a run. He'd like to get a base hit. St. Mary's not pulling the infield in, but they're closed in quite a bit. Swing and a miss. They were going to have not a suicide squeeze. The runner wasn't fully coming, but he got way off the bag anticipating the bunt, and they bunted it foul. It was a safety squeeze, not a suicide squeeze. He got off just far enough that if he got the bunt down, he could score. If he didn't get it down, he could get back. Hit to the screen, foul. J.J. Avery would love another strikeout here. Or a pop-up. JJ took a little too much time for Shapansky. He asked for time and got it. Just as JJ was about to make the pitch. So we'll do it again at 0-2. High for the ball. Swing and a miss. They have to throw him out at first base. The runner at third couldn't go. Good job by Doney.
Left fielder number 20, Caleb Foster.
Caleb Foster was called out on strikes. So that threat has lessened quite a bit. Was second and third, nobody out. Now it's second and third with 2 outs after 2 big strikeouts by J.J. Avery. High for a ball. That ball bounced off the catcher. They had to throw the runner out at first base. But Doney did the right thing. He looked right at the runner at third, pumped, forced the runner back at third, and then made the play to Newhall at first. Foul tip held on to by Doney. Count goes 2-1. Swing and a miss. And we got deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. High for the ball. Doney had to go way up to get that one. So we'll have the payoff pitch up and coming. The 3-2 pitch. That's going to make it up in the seats, and we'll do it again. Once again, the 3-2 pitch. Hit up the middle. What a nice, look at that, Billy. He made that look so easy. That's a base hit, 2 runs taken away by Domeno. He went to his left, fielded it, and he's got a rocket for an arm. So Spellman looked 100%. We're going to get on the board. Second and third, nobody out. J.J. Avery strikes out 2. Domeno makes an outstanding defensive play. Spellman doesn't score. They leave the runs at second and third. But Domeno made that look so easy. He just went to his left, went down, picked it up, and he's got an arm like a laser beam. And what looked like a base hit, it's not even a close play at first base with the rocket throw. And so Maris gets out of a jam. Derek Dana is happy he's got him coming back for another year. So we're halfway through the ball game. Neither team has scored here on senior night for St. Mary's. Again, the seniors, Cam McGonigal, Josh Toney, Jaden Driscoll, Shane Newhall, Jared Payon, Jack Zimmerman. It'll be the top of the order for St. Mary's. Cal Doney had a base hit taken away on a great play by the second baseman, Daniel Walks. He went way to his right and picked it. Looked like it was going to be maybe extra bases in the right center field. He picked it and threw him out. Outstanding defensive play. So Kyle Doney is 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. Curveball hangs inside. Strange 3 innings for Cunningham. He's given up 2 base hits, but faced only 9 hitters, the bare minimum. Hit in the air to center field. Long run for the center field. They're not going to get there. All the way back to the fence. That's going to be a triple. They didn't take that one away from Doney. Now they bobbled it, and he's going to keep coming home. He gets a triple and scores on the error. The shortstop dropped the ball, so it's an error. It's a triple and an error. They held him up at third, but then said, go ahead and go, because the shortstop misplayed the throw from the center fielder. And Doney puts St. Mary's ahead 1-0 with that shot. That was a shot and a half to center field. Olsen had to go all the way back to the fence to chase it. An easy stand-up triple, and then when the ball got away from the relay, got away from the shortstop, Doney kept coming. Sliced the other way, down the bullpen area. Tomeno got a bunt single, wound up at second when he tried to pick him off and threw it away, and then he picked him off at second. Chopped foul toward the Spellman dugout. Tomeno made that very nice defensive play in the top of the inning to take what looked like a base hit and 2 runs away from Spellman. Hit, that's going to be a base hit. Went the other way, punched it by the shortstop. Even if the shortstop got to it, they had no play. So Tomeno is 2 for 2. St. Mary's gets the first 2 base runners on. 1 scores. Cam McGonigal bounced out second to first, his 1 trip. Diving back at first, Tomeno. He's getting a decent lead at first base. Up and away for a ball. Petruzzo has already thrown 1 runner out trying to steal. Tomeno takes off. The throw down, it just bounced right by second base. Tomeno steals second. So he's in scoring position again. Last time he was there with 1 out, he got picked off. Now he's there with no outs. Hit in the center field, coming on. McGonigal hit that right on the nose, but lined it right to the center fielder, Olsen. Can't hit it much better than that. Tomeno couldn't go anywhere. Olsen was coming towards home plate to make the play. Nate Cotone got a base hit, and he was thrown out trying to steal second base. That was those 2 hitters that reached, and both were picked, 1 picked off and 1 thrown out. And Cunningham faced only 9 hitters through 3 innings. But now he's run into a little bit of trouble here. A triple and error brought the run in. Single and stolen base puts Tomeno at second base with 1 out. And they were lucky that McGonigal line shot was right at the center field. If it's a few feet right or left, it's a base hit. Pete Catone is the left fielder. Line off the first baseman. Domeno's going to come around, try and score, and he's going to score. They throw it down, and Catone will go to second. So Catone gets a base hit and an RBI. A shot and a half handcuffed the first baseman and deflected away. Domeno kept coming and beat the throw. And it hit the first baseman right on the foot. And St. Mary's trainer coming out, Miss Gagnon, to check on him. It hit him on the foot and it bounced in the direction of shortstop. And Domeno kept coming. The second baseman picked it up. Too late with the throw home, Domeno scores. And then on the same play, the throw home, Catone goes to second base. And St. Mary's has another runner at second with one out, but now they got 2 runs in, and they're checking on the first baseman. That was a shot and a half by Catone that hit him right on the foot. Trying to see if he can wiggle that foot and move it around. And hasn't tried to stand up on it yet. Now he's going to. So I guess he says he's okay. We're thankful for that. That's Declan Goki, the first baseman. That was just, he didn't even have a chance to react. That was a line shot, a laser beam that went right off the foot of Goki. Deflected away, and Domeno hustling went right around third and scored. And Catone, when he tried to throw DeSimone home, on the throw, he went to second base. And if he went in standing up, he might have gone to third because the ball went into the outfield. Josh Stoney flied out to left field this one trip. In for a strike. Second time Catone has gone to the right side. His base hit was punched into right field. Now this base hit is punched off the foot of the first baseman. The throw down, it hit Catone. It hit him in the helmet, I think. He's up. Looks to be okay, thank God. The trainer hustling out, Derek Dana hustling out. They tried to pick him off. They threw it right on the bag. He dove back and it hit him in the helmet. It's good that they wear that helmet around. If that was a regular baseball cap, that could be trouble. So, extra work for the trainer coming out. Now, working on Spellman, now working on St. Mary's. And, again, thank God, Catone is okay. We're thankful both those young men weren't hurt. They already picked DeSimone off. Now they were trying to pick Catone off. They almost did. High and away for a ball. Lined in the center field for a base hit. They hold Catone to third. Shot by Tony in the center field for a base hit. St. Mary's had 2 hits coming into the inning. They got 4 hits and 5 batters. And the out was a shot and a half to the center field, a line shot by McGonigal. Jaden Driscoll bounced out second to first. Let's see what they do with Doney at first base. And what Spellman does, if Doney goes, they were looking a third for the sign from Derek Dana. In for a strike. Doney wasn't going. Gets back. Squared like he was going to bunt, took the pitch up and away. So they haven't shown any signs of Doney going to second base. Driscoll squared the bunt. Third baseman Suarez squeezing in. Cunningham stepped off the rubber. And now we got time because a ball got loose from out in the bullpen. High for a ball. So Cunningham was breezing through three. He had given up 2 hits, but they were both out on the base pass. So we only faced 9. Little different story here in the 4th. Doney takes off. Driscoll lines it to the shortstop. Safe at first base. Doney was halfway to second. Nice play by the shortstop. Flaherty went high in the air to pick that line drive. If that was a little lower, there would have been a double play. So both the outs have been solid shots. Shea Newhall hit it well, but hit it right at the shortstop. And got thrown out. Swing and a miss. So Doney was off and running, and he just barely got back, beating the thrower. It would have been a double play. Squares the bunt. They don't throw. Doney goes. There's nobody at second to say stand up. He slid. You really don't want to have anybody slide in second if you don't have to, because there's still a possibility of injuries. Chased that pitch. It was way down and away. So Semiris breaks the deadlock, broken by Doney with the first hit in the inning, the triple, and then scooting around when the overthrow was misplayed. He scored the run. Gemeno hustled on an infield hit off the first baseman's foot, and Semiris got 2 on the board. They batted 7, and they left a couple on. They broke the tie. It's St. Mary's 2, Spellman nothing going into the 5th. Bottom 3 in the order for Spellman as they now have to play catch-up as St. Mary's put 2 on the board. St. Mary's had 2 hits in 3 innings. They got 4 hits in the 4th inning. But they left 2 of those hits on base. Brady Flaherty flat out to center field. He's the shortstop. He's made a couple of nice plays at shortstop. Driscoll made a great try. He went way to his right, knocked it down, bobbled it, lost his hat, tried to make the throw, threw it away. Good hustle by Doney. Keeps the runner at first base. It's a base hit for Flaherty. So J.J. Avery went an inning, gave up a hit and a walk, but he struck out 2. This is Jackson Finn on the mound. So he went from lefty to righty to lefty. St. Mary's is questioning whether the runner should, the umpires are questioning whether the runner should get second base. It didn't, and they're going to give it to him. So the error puts him over at second base. I don't know if they thought the ball went out of play. I didn't see the ball go out of play. It hit, it bounced. Caldoni went down and fielded it. He was in play. Derek Dana is questioning it. But the umpires win. Colin Thornton, the right fielder, was called out on strikes. Nice stop by Doney on a pitch down and in. So this crazy day, it looked like the blue skies were back again, and a little bit of sun. Now it's getting a little overcast, and chop foul behind home plate. We mentioned Derek Dana was the catcher. Timmy Fowler the pitcher when they won back-to-back state championships as players. Derek Dana had a cup of coffee in the signing. A major league contract. He was very good, and they both have done an outstanding job at St. Mary's. St. Mary's is very lucky to have both of them. They almost threw him out. He was looking to go to third because the hitter, Thornton, squared the bunt and missed it. 1-2 the count to the Cardinals' right fielder. And they throw it away. It bounced off either Domeno, the shortstop, or Flaherty, the runner. Didn't go very far. So the 1-2 pitch, up and coming. Good pitch. You watched that pitch break right over the middle. What a nice pitch. Jackson Finn, only a junior. Getting some work, getting ready to become a fairly regular next year. High for a ball. Taylor walks. Had 3 assists and a putout in 2 innings. He struck out his one trip, being called out on strikes. They throw it down again. That hit Domeno. He's a little slow getting up. Tony not afraid to throw that ball around. I don't know if that hit him in the chest or the stomach. Wide for a ball. Tony had to go way out to his right to pick that one off. Finn took a lot of time as he was looking at the runner at second. Walks Asked for time. Got it. Now we're back to baseball. In for a strike. The 2-2 pitch up and coming. Down and in. And we have a payoff pitch up and coming. Walk's trying to become a base runner and put the tying runs on base. And he does, he walks. So that puts the tying runs on base. It brings Derek Dana out of the dugout. John Petruzzo, the catcher, the leadoff hitter, has struck out and bounced to third. So the infield hit, followed by a strikeout, followed by a walk, have put the tying runs on base. And Derek Dana was out to talk to his pitcher. Catcher Caldoni will join the conversation. Petruzzo's done a nice job behind the plate. He threw a runner out trying to steal. Breaks down and in for a ball. They check with the base umpire, and the umpire said he swung. So it's a strike. They called for a pitch out. They were looking to pick the runner off at first base. Walks back easily. Newhall tried to sneak in behind him. Newhall was playing behind the runner with the runner at second base. Hit in a right center field. That's going to be in the gap. That's going to be all the way back to the fence. That's going to tie the game up. A big triple. Petruzzo, the catcher, gets the second triple in the game. And he ties the game up. Walks easily scores from first base. They were appealing. Somebody missed second. Umpire said safe. I think they were appealing the hitter missed second base. So Spellman has the go-ahead run at third with one out. They couldn't score with second and third and nobody out. But they're scoring here, and St. Mary's will bring the infield in. Swing and a miss. Tyler Olson has flied to center and walked. He was the one that walked, went to second on an infield hit, stole third. Another solid shot is going to be in the gap all the way back to the fence. So back-to-back extra base hits. Olson gets a double. And all of a sudden, that 2-0 lead is evaporated. And just as it evaporates, the sun starts to come out again with the blue skies. The weatherman can't make up his mind. Lucas Suarez has singled twice. Singled against Newhall. He singled against J.J. Avery. He's now facing Finn, Jackson Finn, for the first time. Two solid shots by Spellman for a triple and a double. Hit out of play. So all of a sudden, the St. Mary's fans are very quiet. Another base hit. They hold the runner at third. Doney gets it back. Suarez gets his third hit. Four hits and a walk in the inning. Jason Cunningham, the pitcher, can help himself. Cohen Polter will run at first base. Cunningham has fly to right and struck out swinging, facing Finn for the first time. Down and away for a ball. Hit foul to the backstop. Easily back at first base is Polter. Hit in the air, in foul territory. Shea Newhall, just shy of the first base coach's box, makes the play for the second out. Jeremy Shapansky, the DH, hitting for the first baseman, Declan Goki, has grounded to second and struck out swinging. He was thrown out at first base by the catcher, Doney. Again, easily back at first base is Polter. The runner takes off. They throw it down. Zamano cuts it off. The runner at third wasn't going. So it's second and third now with two outs. Down and away for a ball. Didn't miss by much. In for a strike. Way up and away. Tony saved that one from going to the backstop, bouncing out to his right. Caleb Foster, the left fielder, is on deck. He would be the 9th hitter in the inning if he gets up. And he's going to get up because that's another walk. So the bases are loaded with Cardinals. Foster was struck out and grounded to short. His grounded to short was a base hit that was taken away by Domeno going way to his left. Throwing that laser beam that he usually throws over the first base to get the out. In for a strike. So a little bit of a turnaround. St. Mary's with getting two. The fans are excited. They're up 2, broke the tie, and now all of a sudden Spellman has quieted them down a bit because they put 3 on the board. Nice job by Tony there. That was ticketed for the backstop. He had to go way to his right to pick that one. Down and in for a ball. So we got deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3 runs in and 3 runners on. High for a ball, so a huge pitch coming up for both teams. This for ball 4. So the base is still loaded now with 2 outs. And Spellman has put 4 on the board. Brady Flaherty started this inning with a base hit, scored the first run. So he's the 10th hitter in the inning. Chop foul. Oh, 2 the count. Hit up the middle. Domeno will get it and step on the bag. So they get out of the inning finally. Put 4 runs on the board for Spellman. 4 hits, 3 walks, and an error. So they've matched St. Mary's 6 base hits. So each team has 6 hits. But Spellman's got a couple of extra runs because there were a couple of walks in the innings, along with an error. Three walks in the inning. One of the walks scored, one of them forced in a run. And now it's St. Mary's who has to play catch-up. And another wacky day. The blue skies have come back, the sun has come out. Must be New England. 8, 9, and 1 for St. Mary's. And Micah Hashikawa.
15, Micah Hashikawa.
Hashikawa will hit for Payon. So Cunningham, for the first time, finds themselves with a cushion. Pops down and away for a ball. Dishing inside for a ball. In for a strike, 2-1. Peabody baseball team, English baseball team flowing in. They have the next game. High for a ball. It goes 3-1. He squared like he was on a bunt, took the pitch. Hit on the ground to short. They got him by a step. One up, one down. Josh Stoney is going out to warm up for St. Mary's. So Finn went the inning, gave up 4 runs on 4 hits and 3 walks. Pitches in for a strike. This is Jackson Finn. Low for a ball. High for a ball. Down and away. Take a good look at this pitch. They need a base runner. Hit in the air to center field. Drifting back, making the one-handed catch. Tyler Olson. Finn hit it well. Stayed up long enough for Olson to go get it. Caldoni will be the hitter. He had a hit taken away the first time up. He hit a shot going into right center field. Second baseman Daniel Walsh went to his right, backhanded, made a great play and threw him out. Last time up, he hit a shot and a half to left center field to the fence. Stand up triple when the shortstop misplayed the relay coming in. He then turned around and ran home and scored the first run to give St. Mary's a 1-0 lead. Thought about it, held up. They checked with the base umpire, said no, he didn't. Hits it high and out of play. Hit to second base. Walsh is going to make another play. Threw it away. First baseman going to the bag. He threw it behind the first baseman. Tony will reach on the error. Had the easy play and just the first baseman was just about going to the bag, and he threw it before the first baseman turned around and went off the first baseman. Jackson Barrett will run for Caldoni. Michael Domeno has bunted for a hit and singled into left field, bouncing one between third and short. He's made a couple of nice plays at shortstop. in for a strike. Way inside for a ball. Cam McGonagall on deck, hoping he gets a shot. They throw it down. Got a good jump. I think it was a couple of seconds they realized he was stealing second base. By that time it was too late. They threw it down, but he steals second. So Barrett is at second base. Domeno took the pitch for a strike. Hits it to left field. It's fair ball. Hit right on the foul line. Domeno does it again. He's going to keep going. He's in at third with a triple. Hit that down the line and hit right on the foul line. So the error hurts. Barrett running for Doney scores to make it 4-3. And the tying run is at third base for Cam McGonagall, who hit it hard, but right at the second baseman. Last time up, he hit a line shot right at the center fielder. That was a seeing eye triple. Right off the foul line, down in the bullpen area. Second triple for St. Mary's. So St. Mary's fans have come alive a little bit after being down 4-2. Now they got tying runners at third base. Domeno comes through again. He's 3 for 3. He scored one and knocked in one. The top two hitters have been the providers for St. Mary's. Solid shot to center field. Over the center fielder's head, all the way back to the fence. He's going to keep going. And he's got a triple. Back-to-back triples. He hit that a long way. So the error really hurt Spellman. They were out of the inning. Instead, St. Mary's has tied it up. The go-ahead run at third for Nate Coutone, who was singled twice. He punched a single in the right and then punched a single off the first baseman's foot. Hit in the air, long run for the second baseman, out, makes the play. But St. Mary's comes up with two. Two out Lightning for St. Mary's. After 2 outs, the error extends the inning. Back-to-back triples by Domeno and McGonagall. So Spellman's 4-2 lead is short-lived. We're right back where we started, dead even. St. Mary's 4, Spellman 4, going into the 6th. So here we go. We start all over again. Jackson Finn back on the mound. As St. Mary's has tied the game up after Spellman had a big 4-run inning to grab a lead. Thornton has flied to right, struck out twice. One of the strikeouts was against Finn in that fifth inning when Spellman batted 10. Down the way for a ball. Swing and a miss. Thornton strikes out for the third time. Here walks, struck out the first time, drew a big walk in the fifth and came around to score. He's had 2 putouts and 3 assists in this game. That was a huge error for Spellman. Easy play at second base. The first baseman hadn't quite turned around when they threw the ball to him. And it went off his glove. Doney was safe. Barrett went in to run. And then opened the closet door. Back-to-back triples. Hit on the nose right to the second baseman. Jaden Driscoll makes the play. 2 up, 2 down in the 6th. Top of the order, John Petruzzo got one of the big hits in the 5th inning. He tripled, knocking in 2 and then scored a run. So he was 3/4 of the offense. In for a strike. He has struck out and grounded to the third his first 2 times. But he hit that shot and a half to right center field. Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2. High for a ball. Swing and a miss, he strikes him out. Little bit of a different inning for Finn that time. So he struck out 3 and walked 3. One of the walks scored, one of the walks forced in a run. So we're still dead even as we move into the bottom half of the 6th. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 for St. Mary's as they try to break the tie again. We were tied through 3. St. Mary's broke it, getting 2 in the 4th. And then up popped Spellman, getting 4 in the 5th. To grab a 4-2 lead. St. Mary's answered back, getting 2 more after a big error, extended the inning. And back-to-back triples by Domeno and McGonigal tied the game up. Now Finn, who had a lot of trouble in the 5th, gets 2 big strikeouts, a 1-2-3 inning. And St. Mary's would love to score here and take a lead going into the top of the 7th. Caldoni is flied to left and single. He lined the single in the center field. In for a strike. Wide for a ball. Josh Stoney, Jaden Driscoll, Shane Newhall, the 3 hitters. Swing and a miss. Cunningham starting his 6th inning. St. Mary's used 3 different pitchers. solid shot, but he got way out in front of it, lined it foul down in the bullpen area in right field. And again, looked like it was overcast. Maybe the rains might be coming. Now the sun is out bright. The blue skies are back. It has been a really wacky day here at the ballpark. Hits it foul back to the backstop, stays alive. Wide for a ball. Count evens at 2. Way wide. Big pitch coming up. Full count. Tony looking to become a base runner. Hit to second base. Safe at first. He beat it. Walks had to go way to his right, and he had to throw it off balance. Goki made a nice pick at first base, but Tony gets the infield hit.
Second baseman number 17, Driscoll.
Jaden Driscoll, and I'm looking for a bunt here. He can handle the bat, and he can bunt. Soares, the third baseman, thinks so too, because he's way in. Punts it foul. We got Roman Merriman is on deck to hit for Shane Newhall. Tony gets back standing up at first base. Way up off the catcher's glove. Let's see if they still bunt to try and get Tony to third. That was a major league wild pitch. Driscoll more of a threat now because the third baseman has to stay back. Otherwise, Tony could steal third if he squeezes in too far. Way high again. Third baseman hanging back, first baseman charging. So the pitcher's going to have to take any kind of bunt along the third base line. Nice bunt, gets it down. They only have one play. Safe and throw the second baseman off the bag. The error. Driscoll reaches. Cunningham looked to third and then threw the ball to first, and walks at first, had to go up in the air and get it, and he was off the bag, and Driscoll beat him. So it's first and third with nobody out, and Rowan Merriman will hit for Newhall. Spellman coach came out to question the base umpire. But the base umpire looked right away and said, no, off the base. You had to go up in the air to get the throw. So the go-ahead run at third here in the bottom of the sixth. in for a strike. Mervyn, outstanding three-sport athlete. Very good basketball player, very good football player. I think he made second Mass Coaches All-Stars. Had a great year for St. Mary's in football. Played very well for the basketball team, too. And he's had some big moments here in baseball. So, three sports. In for a strike. They haven't sent Driscoll to second base. I'm kind of surprised. Hit in the air to right field. Right fielder makes the play. They're going to tag up. Now they don't score. It's a good thing they didn't. Driscoll will tag up and go to second. So it's second and third with one out. Maxwell Parrott is going to hit for Payon. Parrott is usually a starter in the outfield. I believe the reason for that today is it was senior night and it got all the seniors into the lineup to start the game. So the go-ahead runner third now with one out as Driscoll tagged up and went to second on the fly to right. Thornton made the play and made the throw home. It wasn't deep enough for Doney to score. Wide for a ball. In for a strike, 2-1. Jackson Finn is on deck. He's now the pitcher of record, as is Cunningham out in the mound for Spellman. In for a strike. Count evens at 2. Hit in the air to center field. This one will be deep enough. Doney is going to score. Parent gets it done. So Maxwell Parent gets it done. Young sophomore with the sacrifice fly. And St. Mary's is back on top as they put the run up on the board. Jackson Finn has been up once. He flies to center field. Are we going to have a pinch hitter? Looks like Jake Peterson. Jake Peterson is going to pinch hit for Finn. Jake had an outstanding football season. He was a huge part of St. Mary's getting to the state final last year pitching. He's been a big part of their wins. He's got a lot of wins on the mound. They've got Doney going out to warm up. Peterson would love to bring this run home from third. in for a strike. So St. Mary's has battled back to take the lead after Spellman got 4 and grabbed the 2-run lead. St. Mary's tied it up. Now they got a run in. 2 quick strikes. He's been a very good football player. They're glad he's back. Derek Dana's glad too. Hits it big hop for the third baseman. So they get the third out, but not before St. Mary's does the damage. The error on the bunt, along with a wild pitch that moved Doney over, and the sacrifice fly by Maxwell Parent, and St. Mary's has a 1-run cushion. They need 3 outs to get their 15th win, and they're going to bring their ace, Josh Doney, in to try and finish it. 5-4, St. Mary's with an inning left. Here we go with the 7th inning. St. Mary's holding on to a skinny 1-run cushion. 2, 3, and 4 for Spellman. Tyler Olson, the center fielder, flied to center, walked, doubled in a run, and scored. He was half of the output in the 5th inning. So Finn goes 2 innings. Gives up 4 runs earned, 4 hits, struck out 3, walked 3. One of the walks scored, one of the walks forced in a run, but he got himself back on track. All that damage was done in the 5th inning. He came out in the 6th inning, got a 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts to keep it a tie game. Popped up, long run. Nice try by Newhall, sliding, couldn't get there. Had a long way to go. A lot of foul territory here behind home plate, down the first and third base lines. It pinches it a little bit down toward the bullpen areas, but it's wide all the way down. So Olson gets a life. Foul tip off the catcher. So now it's the Doney family. Kyle behind the plate, Josh on the mound. They've done this quite a bit over all the years they've been together. This is the last year they'll be together in high school. High for a ball. Swing and a miss. He gets the strikeout. Somebody's playing some very loud music in the background. I think it might be the Peabody baseball team. Lucas Suarez is perfect. He's got 3 base hits, 3 singles. Way inside for a ball. Music gets a little bit louder. I don't know if those people playing the music would like to have them play well during their game. Up the middle. What another great play by Domeno. That's a base hit up the middle in a 1-run game in the 7th inning. He got it, slipped, went down, got up, and that laser beam arm gets the throw out. They get Suarez for the first time. And Spellman is down to their last out. Cunningham, the pitcher, is fly to right, struck out, popped to first. He's the last bastion for Spellman. Line right to the second baseman. So Doney comes in and gets a big 1-2-3 inning with a strikeout. And St. Mary's sneaks out with a skinny one-run win over Spellman, 5-4. Not easy. Nobody could score for the first 3 innings. Spellman threatened in the fourth. They had a walk and a base hit. Second and third, nobody out. 2 big strikeouts by J.J. Avery and a ground to the shot got St. Mary's out of the inning. And then St. Mary's got back in it in the bottom of the fourth. Doney led off with a rocket to left center field to the fence. Stand-up triple when the ball was dropped and misplayed by the cutoff man. He kept going and scored the first run. Domeno was up next, got a base hit, stole second, and came around when Nate Cotone hit a line shot that went off the foot of the first baseman, deflected between the mound and second base. Domeno kept coming around and scored the run to make it 2-0. And then Spellman got in the act. Flaherty led off with a single. The ball was thrown away. He made second base after an out, a walk to walks. But Petruzzo hit a shot to right center field that knocked in 2 runs. Olsen hit a rope to left field for an RBI. And then a couple of walks. The second walk forced in a run to make it 4-2 Spellman. St. Mary's came right back with 2 out Lightning after 2 outs. Doney looked like the third out. Little ground ball the second. They threw it behind the first baseman off his glove. Doney reached. Barrett went in to run for him. And then back-to-back triples. One by Domeno, bounced right off the foul line in left field down the bullpen area. And then a rocket by McGonigal to deep left center field. Knocked in the 2 runs to tie it. Made it 4-4. Finn got back into it, got a 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts in the 6th. St. Mary's got up. Josh Doney got a base hit, went to second on a wild pitch. Driscoll bunted. They threw it away at first base. Doney was safe after an out. A pinch hit. Maxwell Parent hit the sacrifice fly, knocked in the run to make it 5-4. And then Josh Doney came in from center field. Got a strikeout, a ground out, and a little soft line drive to the second baseman for 3 in a row. And St. Mary's has a 1-2-3 inning, and they escape with a 1-run win over Spellman. And he had to come from behind to do it here at Frazier Field. They win it by a score of 5-4. For St. Mary's, Caldoni had a triple, reached on an error. He scored a run, and Barrett running for him scored a run. Domeno was perfect, had 2 singles, a triple, scored a run, scored 2, knocked in a run. Cam McGonigal had a triple for an RBI. Nate Cotone had 2 singles, knocking in a run. Josh Doney had 2 singles, scored the winning run. Maxwell Parent had that sacrifice fly, knocking in the winning run. And St. Mary's used 4 pitches, and they got it done as St. Mary's wins it by a score of 5-4. They go 15-2 on the season. They'll be right back here, this being Thursday, they'll be right back here with a non-league game taking on Holliston here on Saturday, and they're right back on Monday against St. John's Prep, so it doesn't slow down very much for them. But they get the big win here. Spellman will have to wait a while for their 4th win as they come up short. It's going to be a tough bus ride back to Spellman because they had this one and St. Mary's took it away. So 5-4, St. Mary's gets it with the winning run coming in on a sacrifice fly by Maxwell Parent, bringing home Josh Doney, who led the inning with a base hit. And St. Mary's wins it by a score of 5-4 for their 15th win to go 15-2. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.